You have to win when you don't concentrate your best. That's important, to be able to win consistently. You have to win games when you're just not it's just not clicking. It wasn't clicking for us tonight. I did think that we did actually come ready. I thought our effort was actually pretty good. I thought our concentration was really poor. And I think that was the difference in what it was. It's just our concentration, our execution with that stuff. But our effort was there, and we did come ready. I think the concentration probably stems from us trying to figure out, hey, this is the Big Ten, and what are they, 2-5 or whatever? The 2-5 team in the Big Ten is a good team. Like, they're good, and they can beat a lot. And we just need to make sure that we're consistent. And part of it is we're probably tired, just a bunch of games in a row. Had that sickness for a little bit. We need a break, and we need to get back to practice and have some really good practices for a few days. Not tomorrow, though.
When you say concentration, is that like executing scout? Can you kind of just expand on when you say
Yeah, executing scout, like we went through on a few pin downs early. The guys hit a shot. I think first possession of the game we did. Later, I think one of our other guys went through, one of our better defenders. A guy went right about 6 times in a row. Didn't plug gaps, and then offensively just in another realm. They did do something that they haven't done yet this year, where they iced our ball screens. And so, we'll work on ice, and no one will, they'll do it again, and we'll be ready for it. So that was a good plan by them. And I thought they play as hard as anybody in the league, in my mind. Like, they play hard, and they fly around. Like, that's what they do. They play 10 guys, and they just play hard. And so that certainly helps them as well.
How much of the offensive struggles was, I know you mentioned the ice, but like their size? I mean, Wale is just huge.
Yeah, I didn't think it was their size, because we've played other big teams. I just thought we were in each other's way. They were tagging from different spots. Tavion got in foul trouble again, and then that hurt us. And then, the first couple threes that we took were just kind of shot them, didn't try to make them. And then it just kind of snowballed on us. Then you're playing catch up, and it just is what it is. But again, like, you do have to win games when you don't play your best, and this is just one of those days you didn't play your best and you win it, and that's important. Like, we've won a lot of championships, not here, but in my past, and we always have games like this where it's just like, and the team that you're supposed to beat by whatever, you can't, and then another team you're supposed to lose by 5, and then you beat them by 20. It's just like the weirdest thing when you're in the season, but that's basketball.
What's the challenge as a coach when you guys don't have that, when it's not clicking? What do you have to do?
You just have to find people that it's clicking with. We just found bodies, and we just went to the same set. It was the only thing that was working. We just went to it over and over and over and over, and I think we scored on probably close to our last, like, dang near every possession, the last 10 possessions. I mean, it was pretty much every time. Once we found something, then we just stuck with it. But then we just couldn't get stops, just consistent stops. And they were kind of, running the shot clock down. Then they'd drive into crowds, and we weren't disciplined enough to keep our hands off. And just some of those things.
That's not the first time you've mentioned maybe not having the scout perfect 100% right when the game starts, not knowing their tendencies well enough. Is that just something that's always going to be a complaint of a coach, that my guys just don't know the scout well enough? Or what can a team do to get to the point where they're ready to go on that scout right when the game starts?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of I don't know if it's superpower, but there's the energy that we play with, the toughness, and then our ability to concentrate through some things is something that we can do, I think, as good as anybody in the country. We're not going to trot out 7-footers, and we're not going to trot out a ton of length. And so we've got enough length, but it's not, that's not like shocking, right? So we have to execute better than others, whereas others can just erase some of those mistakes with a shot blocker. They can sit and drop and just kind of bully through, make them shoot contested twos. We can't do that. We have to be in a coverage, and then we have to tag appropriate, and then we have to rotate appropriately, and then we have to take away certain hands. And so if we can't do that, it's going to be a long game for us. Like, if we can't execute those things, just by the way we're built this year, it's not bad, not good. It just is what it is, and we just have to be better at it.
You do have a 6'7" guard coming off the bench in Tate. How much has he improved since he's gotten here, especially his three-point shooting? He just looks so much more confident.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good shooter. He just missed a few shots early in the season, but yeah, no moment's too big for him. You know, he just kind of comes in and just the moment is the moment. And he's I mean, who would have thought he would be this level in the Big Ten? You know, I thought he would play for us in the Big Ten. I wasn't sure if he'd play this year, but you know, he's playing and he's got a humble heart and he understands, you know, serving his teammates and stuff like that. And then, you know, defensively is where I've really seen him improve. Offensively was never a concern. Defensively is where he's really improved.
You mentioned them icing your ball screen, something that you said you haven't seen yet. So how do you adjust to something that is kind of a surprise to you and the team where you guys haven't seen that yet? When it's just something like that thrown at you in the middle of a game, you've never seen it, how do you adjust to that?
Yeah, it just stalled our flow a little bit. It stalled us. You know, we couldn't get to the next action. And then what happens is you start overcalling the game, meaning you start overcalling plays. And when you overcall plays, it actually compounds your mistakes, but you're trying to search for something that works. Search, finally found something, and then we just ran that the rest of the game. Literally the same thing over and over and over.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, at what point did you feel like, you said searching and found it, at what point did you feel like you found it?
It was about the 10-minute mark, probably somewhere in that range, where we just went to the same top ball and we were able to get downhill. Maybe that's what we do against a team that ices, and we'll have a better plan for it. And that's on me. You know, they hadn't shown ice yet. They showed it on one possession on one Iverson. They showed ice, so we had a plan for that, but they didn't show ice for the entire game, and so just got to be better.
Tate saves is, you know, about 30 minutes tonight. His usage seems to have increased the last few games. What's kind of led to that? Is it something you saw in practice, or what's been the process there?
I mean, practice, games, everything. Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's a good player, a tough kid, and can shoot, can defend, understands the game, takes care of the ball, does everything right. Just a winner. You know, he's a career winner. That's what he is. So his game translates all levels because of his ability to shoot and his athleticism, his ability to defend, his ability to win. So that's what we've seen.
You mentioned the winning, and despite not playing your best game, when you frame that to the team, is it like learn without losing? Is it just finding out that they're maybe as gritty as they need to be, or
Yeah.
I guess yeah.
It would frame it more like, you know, because what happens is if you go out in a game and you could feel it, like you can feel it in the crowd, you can feel it in the bench, you can just feel it. Like it's like, uh-oh, we're not totally good right now. And you could feel it in the gym, like you just feel it, right? Toughness is kind of feeling that and then still being able to win the game. And still being able to, like, okay, we just got to do enough to win this thing. Like, we got to fight enough. We got to get enough stops. We got to concentrate enough. We know it's not going to be our best day, but we can't let it snowball and just make us so depressed that we can't win the game. Because a lot of teams would just lose that game. It's just like, oh, we're going to lose because we just didn't play well. We're just going to lose. We want it. You got to do those things. You have to. I was worried about this game going in, though. I mean, I was pretty worried about it. It's just a weird matchup for us. It honestly is. Because they just kind of drive into crowds sometimes. And so then you're just like, you know, then you got to make a decision on, okay, do I help this one? Do I not? Are they going to pass this one? Can we be disciplined enough not to foul? And then they got the one kid that's such a good offensive rebounder, and they play so hard. Just a bad matchup on top of it all, especially coming off of two road games, 3 road games? 3? 2 road games in Illinois. Yep.
How much of an impact did the students have tonight?
Well, we didn't give them a chance to cheer. We certainly appreciate them coming, though. Just didn't give them an opportunity. We'll give them more opportunities here coming through, but we're able to win, which is good.
Maddie?
Having Howie be able to come off the bench and provide a little more of a defensive spark, maybe more so than an offensive spark, how important was that in just the timing of getting it in the game when you did put it in?
Yeah, that's how he is. You know, he's a winner. I think he was close to plus 20, maybe, somewhere along those lines. I mean, he was excellent. Thought he was great defensively. Thought he brought juice, brought energy, and it was just his night, you know. And then there's some offensive things that we're still working on that he doesn't make those mistakes. I think there's some confidence things that we gotta continue to grow on, and I gotta do a better job with him of getting, because he's a good offensive player too, and I haven't done a good job of, you know, filling him with confidence that I need to.
After these long stretch of games, you finally got a week to rest and really look at stuff. What do you plan on doing for the next week now for the team?
Tomorrow I'm going to sleep. Today I'm going to sleep, play with my dogs. I go for a walk with my wife if it warms up. But no, other than that, team-wise, we're going to practice. Like, not tomorrow, but we're going to practice because we need to get better. And when you're in the throes of the Big Ten and you're just game to game to game, you got like little windows that you could practice hard for an hour maybe, but you can't really improve because it's like, well, we got a game coming up pretty quick. And so this will be a great opportunity for us to grow and get better and improve. And we're going to really practice hard.
How do you feel like Bennett played? It felt like kind of a slow start, then he kind of got more of a rhythm in the second half. How did you think he played?
Not his best yesterday. I thought his concentration was just okay. I thought his effort was great. I thought he was ready to go. Concentration, kind of that killer instinct, till that last 10 minutes wasn't there. But again, he turned it on the last 10 minutes, and then he was great. Thought he was great defensively, late as well. Thought he was excellent. He did enough to win the game, which is what guys need to do at this level.
Kind of had the block late in the game, and then you guys came down, weren't able to get points off of it. You kind of had a big reaction. Can you just kind of take me through your emotions on that play? It seemed like it was a potential to have like a big momentum shift late.
Well, it's a 2-on-1 with a 6'2" guard on defense and a 6'5" guard and a 6'4" guard coming at him. It's hard for me to handle when they don't finish that play, because that probably would have been the straw that broke the camel's back, and so then it became still a game. Just got to execute that. You got to finish that. Bennett probably put Howie in a tough position, gave it to him late. Howie's got to do a better job of just shot faking and going and finish than that.